Welcome children. Today I am going to take your 10th video class. So today we will discuss the topics of operators in Java. But before that, let us see what we have discussed previously. That is, we have discussed that was types of operators, in that we have studied about assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, and today we are going to discuss in the same is your precedence and associativity of operators, the new operator, the dot operator, expressions, type conversions, and after this I'll give some assignment to you because today I'm going to complete your this chapter number 4. Now, precedence and associativity of operators. An expressions may contain a wide variety of operators in Java. When two or more operators are used in an expression, the Java runtime environment decides which operator should be evaluated first. This decision is made on the basis of the precedence and associativity of the operators as explained below. First I am telling you about precedence. Each operator has a precedence associated with it. Precedence is the priority of an operator according to which it is evaluated. The precedence is used to determine the order of evaluation of an expression involving more than one operator. There are different levels of precedence from high to low. An operator belonging to high level is evaluated first. Now, associativity. If two operators have the same precedence, that is priority, then they are either evaluated from left to right or from right to left. This is termed as associativity, which tells the direction of the execution of the operator, that is left to right or right to left. When operators in an expression have the same precedence, now I am telling you the process or the table which shows the Java operators from the highest to lowest precedence along with their associativity. First, these are the three operators, that is bracket, then braces, close bracket, then again round bracket, and this dot. Array, it is used for array, it is used for method call, and it is used for accessing member. These three works from left to right. Same plus plus, minus minus, plus minus, or bitwise complement, not logical, works right to left. Another type, that is typecast, new, these operators work from right to left. Same, this arithmetic, that is addition, division, modulus, plus minus means addition, subtraction, string concatenation, work from right to left, and this also work from left to right. Next, again I am continuing with that same table. So here I am telling about less than, greater, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, work from left to right. Same, equal, equal to, or not equal to, work from left to right. Again, AND operator work from left to right, OR operator also work from left to right. Ternary operator work from right to left. Now this shorthand operator or assignment operator work from right to left. This is the associativity of all these operators. Let us take an example of the following expression: x minus y plus z. If you check the above table, both the plus and minus operator have the same precedence 5. That means the computer will apply associativity rule for the direction of execution, which is left to right. In this case, see precedence row 5 in the above table. This means that the expression x minus y plus z will be evaluated as x minus y plus z and not as x minus y plus z. Now, what if you really want the computer to evaluate y plus z first? You Sorry, well, you might already have guessed it. Use brackets. You can always change the order in which an expression will be evaluated by using brackets. System.out.println, in double quotation I have used 8 plus 4 plus 4. The output of the statement will be 8, that is 8, 4, 4, because these two plus symbols are used as concatenation, and instead of showing 8, 8. This is due to the plus operator in the string concatenation has the same precedence as the plus operator for addition. See precedence row 5 in the above table. As the associativity is from left to right for this level, the concatenation of 8 with the string equivalent of 4 takes place first. The resultant string is again concatenated with the string equivalent of 4, give us output 8, 4, 4. Let us see what happens when you use the following statement, that is system.out.println 4 plus 4 plus 4, 8. Now this time the output of the statement will be 8 because this symbol is used as a plus. So 8 plus this used for concatenation, and you get again EIGST 8. The plus operator in the string concatenation has the same precedence as the plus operator for addition. See the precedence row 5 in the table. But the associativity is from left to right for this level. The addition of 4 plus 4 with 4 takes place first. The string equivalent of the resultant is then concatenated with the string that follows it, giving you the output, that is 8, EIGST 8. To give preference to the integer addition, you must use brackets like system.out.println 8 plus 4 plus 4. This bracket I am used to get 8. So the correct output of the statement will be 8 and 8. Now program I have given here, so you can write this program or execute this program on your PC. Next, the new operator. Earlier you have learned that using the concept of a class, you can make the entire data and methods a user-defined data type. The class may be considered as a data type and an object as a variable of that data type. Creating object of a class type involves two steps. First, declaring a variable of the class type. Second, allocating memory for the objects where details of the objects can be stored. The new operator is used to allocate memory for the object. The above two steps take the following syntax, that is class name equal to new class name. Here class name is the name of the class that is being initiated, and that is the class whose instance is being created. The object name is a variable of the type class name that is being created. Now let us consider the mobile class as shown in figure given below. When you create an object of this class type, the statement will have the following syntax, that is mobile, my mobile equal to new mobile. So these are the class name. Then you have member variables, then you have member method, that is behavior. So you get all this. Note the difference between defining a primitive data type, that is an integer, and the object. For an integer, the variable contains the value itself, whereas for an object, a variable contains the address where the object is stored. An arrow has been used in the above figure to indicate that the content is an address and not the value itself. You will also use the following combined syntax to declare and allocate memory in one statement, that is class name, object name equal to new class name. Let us now create various objects using the new operator. Mobile, my iPhone X equal to new mobile, my Samsung equal to new mobile, my mobile, my BlackBerry equal to new mobile. So these are the objects we are creating by using new operator. The new operator in each of the above statement will allocate memory for each object at the runtime as shown in the figure given below. That is my phone, my iPhone, then model, IMSI, color, weight, etc. Same my Samsung, model, IMSI, color, weight, etc. My BlackBerry, model, IMSI, color, weight, etc. Let us quickly review again what has been mentioned earlier. A class is a template or blueprint specifying the attributes and behavior of objects. It acts as a data type to create object. Class is logical construct, whereas an object is a concrete reality occupying space in memory. The dot operator. Once the objects have been declared and the memory has been allocated, member variables and member methods can be accessed using the dot operator. Syntax of the dot operator is object name dot member variables, object name dot member method. Let us see how to use the dot operator to assign values to the member variables of the mobile object. Mobile, my iPhone X equal to new mobile. Mobile, my Samsung equal to new mobile. Mobile, my BlackBerry equal to new mobile. Now value is my iPhone X dot color equal to gold. My Samsung dot model equal to A7. My BlackBerry dot weight equal to 145. Now let us see how that value can be affected here. Now these statements will update the memory as shown in figure given below. The data for one object is separated from the data of another object. Like my iPhone X, your color was gold. My Samsung model was A7. My BlackBerry, the weight was 145. Similarly, you can use member methods as shown below. That is my iPhone X dot dial number, my Samsung dot start call, my BlackBerry dot end call. Next topic is our expressions. An expression is a combination of constants, variables, operators and function calls. It is constructed according to the syntax of the language. The expression, when evaluated, returns a single value. Literals, variables and method calls are simple expressions. The value of an expression can be assigned to a variable or combined with the other value to form a complex expression. When several operators appear in an expression, you use precedence and associativity to determine the order of evaluating the operators. Java expressions can be categorized into various arithmetic expressions. An arithmetic expression represents a numeric value. They can be further categorized into three subtypes, namely integer, real and mixed expressions. First, integer expressions. An expression containing integer constants and variables joined by arithmetic operator is known as integer expression. The integer expression evaluates to an integer value. Consider the following declaration, that is integer a, x, y, z, radius. Some of the examples of integer expressions using the above declarations are 55, a plus 15, 2 multiply radius, x multiply x plus y, x multiply x plus y plus z, minus z plus 5 into x. Second one is your real expression. An expression containing real constants and variables joining by arithmetic operators is known as real expression. A real expression evaluates two real values. Consider the following declarations. Float a, x, y, z, radius. Some examples of real expressions using the above declarations are, so 55.0, a plus 15.0, 22 divided by 7 multiplied radius, 6.5 multiplied x plus y, x multiplied y plus z, minus x plus 3.0 multiplied y. Now, third is mixed expressions. An expression which contains a mix of integer and real expression is known as mixed expression. Given the following declarations, that is integer a, x, radius, then float y, z. Some of examples of mixed expressions using the above declarations are a plus 45.0, a plus 5.0, 3.14 multiplied radius, 2 multiplied x plus y, a multiply y plus z, x minus x plus 3.0 plus multiplied y. Second is your string expression. A string expression is represent a string value. You cannot add, subtract string like numbers, but Java does provide a plus operator for concatenation of string. Some examples of string expressions are double quotation Java plus double quotation programming will result concatenating these two strings to Java programming. Again 1, 2, 3 string plus 7, 8, 9 string will result to 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. That means combining this concatenation plus symbol is used as concatenating the two strings. The square of 25 is square plus square. So here I have used double quotation, but here I have not used. So assuming that the square variable has a value of 625, that means the value of this is 625. The above mentioned string expression will result in the square of 25 is then the value of this square, that is 625. Third one is your Boolean or logical expression. A Boolean expression represents as a Boolean value true or false. In addition to arithmetic and relational operators, a Boolean expression can contain Boolean operators. Some examples of Boolean expressions are I less than equal to 5, salary greater than 25,000 or salary less than equal to 50,000, option equal to A or option equal to B, A not equal to B and A not equal to C, I less than J or X minus Y less than equal to Z minus 3. Input value is equal to 3. I plus J less than 10. So these were some examples of your Boolean or logical expression. Type conversions. A type conversion takes place when an arithmetic expression consists of constants and variables of different data types, that is mixed expressions. A type conversion is a process that converts a value of one data type to another data type. There are two forms of type conversions in Java, that is implicit conversion and explicit conversions. First we'll talk about implicit type conversion. The type conversion which are automatically performed by the Java compiler are known as implicit type conversions. There are a lot of other names given to implicit type conversions. These are automatic type conversion, type promotion, bending conversion, consonant. Here are the conversion steps followed by Java compiler when evaluating an expression that has different type of variables and constant. Step 1. If either operand is of the type double, then the other operand is converted to double. Step 2. Otherwise, if either operand is of type float, then the other operand is converted to float. Step 3. Otherwise, if either operand is of type long, then the other operand is converted to long. Fourth, otherwise both operands are converted into or to integer. Let us take a simple example and see how the Java compiler applies these rules. Example 1 I am taking long number, my result, integer I am taking int number. Let us evaluate the following expression which has mixed data type, that is my result equal to long number plus integer number. Here is the pictorial representation of the evaluation process, that is my result long number plus int number. This is of long data type and this is of integer data type. So your type expression or type evaluation will be long. Applying the above conversion step from top to bottom, the evaluation takes place as follows. Compiler reads the expression since neither operand is of the type double. The compiler moves to the next step. It re-evaluates and deduces that neither operand is a float. The compiler moves to the next step. Here the compiler identifies that one operand is long, so the other operand is converted to long and their result is of long type. Example 2 I am taking double my result, int my int, float I am taking my float and character taking my character. Now my result equal to my int, my char, my float divided by my double. Now here you see my result is equal to my int plus my character plus my float divided by my double. This is double value, this is float value. Again here precedence will be double. Again character and double here, so it will be double. Here it is integer, so integer double, it will be double. Now applying the above conversion steps from top to bottom, the evaluation takes place as follows. As the division operation has a higher precedence, it is solved first. Since operand my double is double, the other operand my float is converted to a double and their result is double type. Next is the addition between character, that is my character, and double data type. Variable my character is converted to double and their result is of double data type or double type. Finally, when the result of previous step is evaluated with an integer, that is my int is converted to double and their result is of double type. Second one is explicit type conversion. Automatic type conversion are helpful, but they do not fulfill all the programming needs. For example, if you want to assign an integer value to a byte variable, the conversion will not performed automatically because the byte data type is smaller in size than int. Recall that the byte data type can hold up to 8 bits, whereas integer data type can hold up to 32 bits. Such kind of conversions are performed forcefully by programmer and are called explicit type conversion or typecasting. To create a conversion between two incompatible types, a cast must be used. A cast is simply an explicit type conversion. Its syntax is data type expression. Here the data type is any primitive data type. The expression may be a constant, variable or any expression. Scenario 1. Let us consider the scenario where a double value is typecasted into an integer as per the following statement. Integer A, int 19.73. The above statement will cast the double value, that is 19.73, into an integer. The value of a variable A will be 19 when you perform a cast. It can lead to a loss of precision. Therefore, when a double value is assigned to an integer type, the fractional component is lost. In this example, the value of 19.73 is truncated to 19. Here I give an example, you can note down or you can execute this program on your PC. Scenario 2. Let us consider the scenario where a float value is typecasted into an integer as per the following statement, that is float A 76.89f, int B where B is equal to int A. In the above example, float value 76.89 will typecast into an integer. The value of b will be 76. Note that the explicit casting does not affect the original value. In this example, the cast operator int does not affect the value of a variable a. The data type of the variable a remains float with the value of 76.89 in the other part of the program as shown in the program given below. Let us now consider a scenario where XYZ company charges rupees 5,000 per mile to survey road on a highway. Suppose you know that the number of feet surveyed. A programmer wrote a simple program to compute a total price given below. Total price is equal to 5,000 multiplied by feet divided by 5,280. 1 mile is equal to 5,280. Now this program I given to calculate the price, total price. Now here you see clearly the output is wrong as integer division is taken place when dividing integer value of the feet by 5280 resulting a wrong output, that is 0.0. You can correct this problem by casting one of the operator into float data type as shown in the program given below. A real division takes place and correct value of the total price is displayed. I have used this integer feet, but here I have used total price as a float value. So here I am getting 2556.818. Children, today we have completed this chapter number 4, that is operators in Java. So here I have given some point at a glance. Just go through all these points and note down in your copy. And after completing this chapter, I have given some assignment work for you. So these are the 10 questions you are writing from this chapter. And children, for this summer break, I tell you to prepare a file of 10 programs. So I am giving the 10 programs also. Please check the attachment I'll send you with this video. Thank you. Dear children, God bless you all.